everybody, it's Pam and Bill at Country Living Newbie Custom Decor in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We just closed shop for the day and we're going to do a live video now on all things patina. So Dixie Belle has an amazing patina line, and I'm going to show you all the different products that they have unopened, because when you see mine, they're an absolute disaster. So we'll jump right in. So they make 3 patina paints. There's a bronze, an iron, and a copper. These paints are infused with metal. So the very first thing you want to do before you use them is shake well. You want to give them, and we're working in our new,
The light's bad.
Okay, we're working in our, we just totally redid our DIY room in the store. That's what happens when you get back from Dixie Belle's annual conference. You get back and you have to put into play everything you learned in one day. So, we're still working on the lighting a little bit. So you can kind of see on the side here, I don't know if you can or not, there's probably a glare, but you can kind of see where the paint's a little bit separated. You really, really need to shake this well. And generally on Dixie Belle's products, you're gonna find some directions on the side of the jar. So if all else fails, read the directions or go to your how-to book, because everything is in there that we're gonna talk about today. And this is a great little book to just, go open to your table of contents and find the product you're looking for, jump right on over to it. So your local retailers carry these. They're usually free. Ours are free along with the color cards. So the patina paints come in bronze, copper, and iron, and then there's a blue and green spray, and we'll talk about the spray in just a minute. There's also a product called Prime Start and a brand new product now called Patina Guard, and I will tell you why it's in a plastic bag in just a second. So with patina paint, it's water-based paint, but it can be messy. So you can see I'm wearing the apron today. I don't usually wear an apron, but there is ground metal in here. So the metal is what interacts with the spray. So you want to make sure you shake it really, really well, because you don't want to have all the metal at the bottom and then you go to put your patina paint on and there's no metal on your piece to interact with the spray. So depending what kind of look you want, you would use the different color paints. So a lot of people want to get that rusty look. Rust in particular is the iron paint and the green spray. So those are the 2 combinations that you have to use to get the rust look. We're not going to do that today. The rust takes a little bit longer than the copper or bronze activation. So if we sprayed the iron paint with the green spray today, by the end of the video, you probably really won't see the activation occurring. Usually it's the next day. So I'll usually spray it, I leave the shop for the day, and I come back and then my whole piece is rusted out beautifully.
You leave the shop disappointed.
Well, yeah, because you're like,
It doesn't look right. It's not exactly what I wanted.
I want to see some rust.
I ruined it. And then the next day she's, oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever
amazing.
created.
And after you do this, yeah, you'll want to patina everything. We were just eating lunch in our back room. We have like a little break room back there. And we have one of those, what are they, plaster? The big columns.
Yeah.
And I looked over, it's a big column, and it doesn't really fit our farmhouse decor like at all, but we have it in the back room, and I looked over and I'm like, I'm patinaing that. So once you use it, you're just gonna wanna like patina everything you own. So we talked about the 3 jars of paint. Prime Start, you only need to use Prime Start if you're gonna patina something that's metal. Okay, so if you're doing furniture, a cabinet door, glass, you don't need this. The only time you need this is to protect your metal from actually corroding from the oxidation that occurs with the patina paint and spray. So again, directions are on the side. You want to shake well, 2 coats of this, and then you would just patina like normal. You don't need a base coat of Dixie Belle on your piece. This one, we're going to talk just about different ways to use this patina. But this one does have a base coat, but this one doesn't. So you can go right over your wood or your furniture with the patina paint without using a base coat of a Dixie Belle color. Just depends what kind of look you want to get. So we talked about Prime Start. So Dixie Belle just came out with this patina guard. Guys, it stinks to high heaven. It really, really smells. That's why it's in a plastic bag. But it prevents the patina from rubbing off. And this one's been on here quite a while. But sometimes, this one is not sealed. You can see like a little bit of dust on my finger. There, that one's a little bit better. So there you go. So that's okay if you have something hanging on the wall, it's a picture frame, you're not going to be rubbing it. But for furniture, you probably don't want that rubbing off. So you can do a couple things. You can wipe it with a damp cloth, and then you can apply some gator hide over it. But some people just didn't quite like the look of that. Like it may have dulled the patina a little bit. This stuff, I've used it twice, and I absolutely love it. It doesn't change the color of this. It just seals it in. But again, it really smells bad. It doesn't smell once it's dry, but when it's open, it's really pretty stinky. So just make sure you're in a ventilated area when you use it.
Somebody named Leslie Bacher is watching.
Leslie. Hey, Leslie. Thanks for joining.
That's my sister, if anyone
make sure
is interested.
So we're really trying to build up our Facebook Live audiences on our page. We're actually going to do our first live on the Dixie Belle page at the end of the month. So hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people jump on those lives. So you know, we'd like to get more than just a few people on our own page, just to get more comfortable with having a big audience. So share our videos, like our videos, invite a friend to watch them. We're just going to really try to build up a big audience on some of these upcoming videos.
Hey, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Gina Louise.
Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way because we talked about the patina line that Dixie Belle has. We're probably going to run out of room quick here. So in the shop, I do keep some sample boards. And the copper and bronze are pretty close in color. So I write on the back which one I use, copper, bronze, and blue or green spray. But you can go as heavy or as light as you want with patina. And remember, it can be a little bit unpredictable. So, you know, when things patina over time, it's not a, you know, a precise science. So if you're OCD, you're gonna have some trouble doing this. Or it's good therapy for your OCD because you really just kind of gotta let it go. Go with the flow.
And that's a good thing. It makes it look natural.
Yeah, you don't want, and we'll talk about some ways to make sure it doesn't look like you patinaed something. Because you know, it has to do with the brush you use and how you apply the patina paint. So we'll talk about that. This was just what do you call it?
Wall sconce.
Little wall sconce shelf that we patina to. So this is really heavy patina. And this is the green with copper. Copper is my favorite. I love the copper patina and I love the hammered copper gilding wax. There's just something about it, so pretty. And then we also did this drawer. And we're gonna do something like this tonight. This is a mold, and we're gonna show you what we use to make the mold. We've done a few videos on that before too. But it's Bunker Hill blue, and then I think this is actually the copper, it's hard to tell, with the green spray. So you can put the patina right where you want it, or you can put it on and let it drip and kind of do its own thing. I think we're gonna do a little bit of both tonight. So I was told Bill, I was trying to get ready for this, and some of it we have to do before we come on because it's a process. So you have to have a couple layers of your patina paint on before you can actually use the spray. And I couldn't torture y'all with watching paint dry. So as I was kind of going through, I just kept adding things like molds, and then I brought out the candlestick. So we're just gonna try a whole bunch of things. So this is what we started with. This is a super slick, shiny cabinet door. And we're gonna give a quick shout out to By Design Cabinetry in Spring Hill, Tennessee. They have donated to us so many cabinet doors. So this is all what they've donated. We have a lot more in the back, so we appreciate them and shout out to them. Beautiful kitchens, go check them out.
And my whole wood shop is
yeah
is completely furnished with cabinetry.
Yeah, they're just
from them.
They're just fantastic. They've been so good to us. So this is what we started with. Now, I didn't use slick stick on this. You know, you can. Again, it's super slick, but I didn't use it, and my paint is sticking fine. So. You know, slick stick is great and you can use it, but I think it works pretty well without it too.
Hey, Trilla's watching.
Hey, Trula. How are you, girl? Okay, so let's see what we want to. So let's start with this one. So this one, I did a base coat of Plum Crazy because I was feeling plum crazy. Whoop. I guess I know that I can't tell if there's a glare or not, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
So I did a base coat of Plum Crazy, and then we added these molds. So remember, this looked like this, except it didn't have this bead on it. So this was here, and then I took the Redesign with Prima mold, and I carry a whole bunch of these in the store, and this is in the garden. I figured that would be pretty shiny with the cellophane on it. But this one is in the garden. It's got a couple flowers and a couple leaves. And I used the Redesign with Prima new modeling material, which is super easy to use. Sometimes the paper clay can be really tough to manipulate. It's kind of dry. You have to, you know, kind of add water to it. And what's nice about the paper clay is the way it kind of dries and shrinks and cracks a little bit, so it looks very vintage. But it can be a little bit hard to work with. So this new modeling material is amazing. It comes in a 2-pound bucket. We carry those. Plenty of material to make molds. So we did the 2 leaves and the flowers and I don't know, like these little bulbs. And then I get asked a lot, what do you glue it on with? So I used hot glue in one of our last videos because I wanted something to help it adhere immediately. And then I used E6000, which is takes about 24 hours to really adhere. And the hot glue, and I think I probably put too much on, but it actually raised the mold up off the cabinet door. So I ended up it was the mermaid mold. So I ended up actually taking that whole mold off and did a little research and found out what some other folks were using and found out that this Tight Bond wood glue is what a lot of folks are using, and that's what I used on here. And I just did this a few hours ago. So, it takes, how long is it? It takes more than a couple hours to really firm up, but it's on there enough where it's not gonna move while you paint.
The pieces that it's the same wood glue that I use for my carpentry.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in a clamp, face frame or something, and it's good to go in 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I put it on and I just waited about 10 minutes and then I painted. So I put it on. I actually painted the flowers pink. I painted the whole board pink because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then over that, I put the patina paint. So I have the copper patina paint around the edge, and then I have the bronze on the flowers and on this beaded detail in here.
Hard to tell in the light. You can kind of get an idea of the difference in the color. The edge being the copper,
yeah,
and the bronze being the flowers and the inset.
Bronze is a bit darker. This is copper, so you can kind of see it. So remember I said you need 2 coats of the patina paint. Don't skip the first coat and just go with the second coat. If you really want to get a good look, follow the directions, even though it takes patience, and do your first coat first. So you have to put on a base coat of your patina paint, and you have to let it dry. So I took a heat gun to it, and it dried pretty darn quick. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to put the paint on, but then we're gonna move this aside, and then we're actually gonna do some of the patina. And we'll talk about our stick and style stencils. Stick and style stencils. In a few minutes. So remember, you want to shake this up really well. Don't look at my jars. Don't be me. Just so bad. Okay. So you want to always clean whatever you're painting first with Dixie Belle's White Lightning and rinse it off real good. That's going to help degloss and degrease and degrime everything so your paint sticks. So this is what you really don't want to do with patina. So when we paint things normally, we're being smooth. We're trying not to get any brush strokes. Patina is not smooth, right? If you do this and make it nice and smooth and have some brush strokes in there, just going back and forth, when you spray the patina spray on it, it's going to follow those brush strokes, and it's just not going to look authentic. It's going to look like you painted it and patinaed it. So what you really want to do is this. You want to dab, because dabbing will also give you some texture. Now, if you want to do more smooth on your first, I'm going to move this because it's going to spray all over. If you want to do a more smooth finish on your first coat, and I'm just using a cheapo chip brush.
A cheapo brush.
If you want to do it smooth on your first coat, and then go back and do it dabbing on your second coat, that's fine too. Or you can just dab it on both coats. And it's going to be hard to see on this cabinet door because the cabinet door is about the same color as the patina. And you want to make sure you get in these grooves here, because you want to make sure that when you put the spray on, that there's going to be paint there for the spray to activate. And so this is not a faux patina. This is a real patina finish. It really just speeds up the oxidation process. I know we're all thinking back to science in elementary school, but we all kind of know how the patina process works, right? This is what it does, but it just speeds it up significantly. And so that's another reason you may want to seal your piece when you're done, because the patina process will continue, even after it's dry and you're done painting, because it's exposed to the oxygen in the air. And be careful, when you use chip brushes, because they shed like crazy. So I didn't pay too much attention on the first coat. Really, you just want to kind of get it down, get it covered, and then let that dry completely. It doesn't have to be overnight or anything. You can use a heat gun to speed it up or give it a few hours. You'll see when it dries, it definitely changes its look, so you'll know when it's dry. And then, very important, before you spray your patina spray, close your jars, because if you get patina spray in your jar, it's gonna work with the metal that's in there, and it's gonna ruin your whole jar. So the patina paint is a little bit more expensive than the regular paint, so you definitely don't wanna.
And it's best to clean your jar before you close it.
Yes. Thank you, honey, for that. Because all your jars are always clean. Okay. We're going to put this aside so we can have some fun. Okay, so this one, let's take a look at this first. So this actually has 2 coats on it. You don't need to do 2 coats, but I really wanted to get a full coverage, and I did go smooth on it, so I see a lot of brush strokes in there. So that's why I wanted to do another coat with just the dabbing. And then when I do this 3rd coat, before we spray it, we shouldn't see any of those brush strokes. But what I did want to show you, and I have no idea how this is going to work, so I have never tried this before, but I put a stencil on this. How I want this to look is kind of a drippy patina look, where you kind of see the stencil poking through underneath. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So these stencils are absolutely amazing. It is the Stick and Style.
They self-stick.
They do.
It's amazing.
And over and over. So I did a whole dresser upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used the same piece 5 times. I just kept moving it and it still stuck and I got no bleeding. So it comes in a roll. It's a pretty big roll, 15 yards. So, you know, I think I may, you know, you guys that don't do a lot of furniture or flip furniture probably don't need a 15 yard roll. So I'm probably going to break these down into 1 yard rolls so you can buy just a small strip and use it for a single project. So we'll get working on that because these things, you're going to love these. They're so stinking easy. So we're going to stick it down right here. Just press it down. You don't need to put any like sealer or anything before you do it. The adhesion is excellent, so you're not going to get any bleeding underneath. And then I'm using Dixie Belle's Fluff as my white. And I take these dollar store sponges and I cut them up. You know, they're those yellow ones with the green on the bottom, and I just leave them in a box because I go through them like crazy. But I use them for a ton of stuff. And we're just gonna dab away. And when I pull this off, I want to hear all the oohs and ahs. How amazing this looks.
There's a pretty good chance you'll only hear me.
You can put oohs and ahs in the comments. How about that? That way I know you're oohing and ahhing. And it's not at me, it's at the stencil. But if you want to ooh and ah at me, that's fine too.
Can I ooh and ah at you?
You can.
Oh.
It's a family video, honey. You can use a paintbrush with this as well, and it's even if you go back and forth over it, it's not going to get underneath. But I cut
a pouncer.
Can use a pouncer, and I didn't want to go up there, but I did. Oh well.
Don't worry about it.
But the reason I wanted to use this one on this is because this creates a little texture, and I kind of wanted this whole piece to be textured. And if I used the brush, it would have been too smooth. I keep hearing, so we have a dozen new baby chicks in our other room, and I keep hearing them moving around and thinking someone's coming through the door. They have this little box in there that they just love. It's just a little cardboard box full of wood chips. And they just love playing in it. Okay. Do not wait for this to dry because it'll get too sticky like this. The paint will stick. So take it off when it's wet. Oh no. That wasn't good. So literally I put this on a couple hours ago. So if you're going to rip a stencil off, you probably want to be a little more careful if your paint hasn't had time to cure. So we're not going to worry about that. But you can, I mean, look at the stencil, how perfect it is. I absolutely love it.
Very nice. So
these are good for drawer fronts or sides of dressers, for framing out something. Super easy. And you, other than ripping new paint off, you can't mess it up. Okay.
Always best to let the paint dry,
yes.
Unless you're doing a video.
Yeah, and so what happens is you use the heat gun and you dry everything on the surface, but everything underneath doesn't necessarily dry fully. Okay, so we're gonna just let that dry for a minute, and we're gonna go over to this. So what we're gonna do is, so the patina spray has to work on wet patina paint. It won't work on dry paint. So that's why you put your first coat down, let it dry, and then you put your second coat on and use your spray. So we're gonna use copper on the outside and bronze on the inside. And we're just gonna go, you know what, before I do that, yeah, we're not gonna be perfect. We gotta be a little more perfect. So I don't want to get the patina paint all over the pink, and I don't mind. I'm gonna let it get drippy, so I don't mind if it gets a little bit on it, but I don't want a lot on it. And we're gonna do this fairly quick.
Trula says, ooh ah.
Yay! Thank you, Trula.
And Sonia says, this is my kind of fun.
We have fun. Thank you, Sonia. Trula, you're gonna want to patina your Nashville skyline that you watercolored, right? Some of those buildings probably have some patina on them already. Not yours, but the ones actually in Nashville. I got the sniffles again, so sorry if you're hearing me sniffle. So if you've just joined, we'd love for you to like and share this video. We're, again, trying to really build up our audience on our Facebook Lives on our own page. And we're going to be doing a live, our very first one, on the Dixie Belle main Facebook page at the end of the month. And there's usually several hundred people on those. So we're trying to prepare. And again, I'm not being too careful here because I don't really want it to be an exact science. And I'm not even really sure how it's all going to turn out. We're still trying to figure out, if you guys have ideas, put them in the comments, what to put in the middle of this. Like a hook for like a coat or a hat or another mold. Oh, maybe a transfer. So I'm going to take this brush and use the same brush in the other color. Because again, I don't really care about perfection. We'll just get off as much as we can. And then we're going to go into our copper. And we're going to dab it along the edge.
You know, last year, I don't think I would have ever expected you ever to say, I don't care
I don't
about
care.
perfection.
Well, believe me, probably wouldn't have thought that either. So one of the things we always try to portray in our videos is that this stuff is easy. It's not like, you know, oh, you just make it look easy, even though hopefully we do. I mean, it is. And I mean, nothing catastrophic can happen, I promise. Now, if you're painting furniture for a living, you got to be a little more diligent. But if you're doing projects at home, things like this, it doesn't have to be perfect.
I think catastrophic could happen. And I mean, unless you're doing it on a balcony or something.
Yeah, and you fall over backwards
Yeah.
or something. That's pretty catastrophic. And if you're on a Facebook Live, even, oh my goodness, while you're doing that. Hopefully we're being quick enough here.
It would definitely go viral.
All right, I think I need to get one more edge.
One more side.
You can see why we kind of prepped this before.
You don't have to do it this fast, but
And so I think we're going to use both the green and blue spray. We're going to just get wild and crazy here. This is very, very messy stuff. Does anybody remember what I said to do before you use your spray?
ooh.
Not you.
Oh,
Not you. You cheat. Put your top on your paint. You do not want to get the activator spray in your paint. In fact, I'm moving it because I just don't trust myself. Okay. So if you want the drippy look, hold your piece up and your spray will drip down. If you don't want it drippy, hold it down and spray your sponge, or pour some of this into a bowl and dip your sponge in and just put it where you want it. We're just going to be messy. on the side, shake well.
Gina got it right. She said lids on.
Good girl. Okay, and so this stuff does, and I don't know if it's the container or what, but I've seen it on some other videos too. It can leak. This nozzle will turn left or right to make a stream or a spray. You want to spray. Come on. Come on. All right, I literally just sprayed this before we came on. Oh, do I have it turned all the way? Seriously? Okay. Green it is. Okay. So you can see I'm just kind of spraying it. And it's drippy. This smells like you're coloring Easter eggs. It's a vinegar solution. If you don't, oh boy, stretch. You can wipe it off your paint. If you don't, probably shouldn't have. So I hit that, but you can wipe off the spray off of your paint if you don't want to get all that drippy stuff. I'm not really going to worry about it for now. But you're going to see this turn pretty quickly. We're going to give it a minute. I don't know what the deal is with that one. I literally just went outside and sprayed it. And these do get clogged and they almost get like kind of brown. So if you haven't used your spray in a while, take it all apart and pull the, don't spray that though. Take it all apart and pull the plastic straw piece out. Oh, you got it?
Got it. Now it's on spray.
Oh, tighten up.
I mean, it's on stream.
There we go.
There we go. Did you do the...
What?
I don't remember if you did that or not.
Me neither. You can see this is really messy. In fact, I've seen people do it like over a garbage bag. Just a big plastic garbage bag. And I'm just kind of dabbing here too where it's getting really, but do you see this over here? Where it's starting to turn?
Getting a little blue.
And if you don't like it that heavy, just dab it. And up here, let's see if you can, let me turn it because it's starting to get green over here.
Now, does it hurt? Like you're wiping off the spray on the regular paint.
Mm-mm.
Does it hurt just to leave it? Like, can you spray?
Well, I mean, it's gonna leave these marks. You see the blue?
Yeah.
So you probably don't want that. So I would wipe it off. Now, we did a mirror. Remember the mirror?
Mm-hmm.
That was super drippy. And with that, we actually put the patina paint on heavy and the spray on heavy, and we let the patina paint all drip down. So this one's pretty controlled. But do you see this? What's happening? What's happening? Probably hard to see on the video, but there's some like major blue and green happening, especially on that rose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna let that sit a little bit. Oh, I think did I forget to spray over here? Oh, no,
It's got a little bit of color.
A little bit.
The mirror you did turned out so good.
Oh, the
That
mirror.
was one of those projects where you were like, "Oh, I ruined it."
I spent all
Came back the
day.
next day, and this is the best piece I've ever done.
Ever.
Yeah, and it came out good. The drips on it really looked like it had been sitting outside.
Yeah.
In the weather.
Yeah.
And the rust and the patina on it had just dripped down over time.
And with that one,
Looks
so
great.
you can mix Dixie Belle's paint with this, and I may even come back with this with the Plum Crazy Pink, and put a little bit wet on and a little bit more of the patina paint and spray it and let it get kind of drippy. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll keep one maybe clean and one kind of drippy. I'm not really sure. Okay.
Betty says, so pretty.
Hey, Betty. Thanks for joining and sharing.
She wants to try patinas now.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Okay, so this was just a Goodwill candlestick, and we painted it copper, the copper patina, and then I just dabbed with my little sponge, Dixie Belle's Fluff. So that's their white with a little hint of gray in it. Super pretty. It's one of our best-selling whites. And I just kind of dabbed it on there, right over the patina paint. And now we are going to dab the patina paint right over it. So what did I say? We used copper. And remember to shake it. Getting to the bottom here. Okay, so again, we want to be kind of random. And if I go over the white again, that's fine. Because we kind of liked it with just the white on there even. We were like, oh, that looks kind of aged.
Yeah, the white almost gave it like its own oxidation look to it. But this is going to be even better.
But wait, there's more. Probably no good way to do this.
Georgia says she's really wanting to try this stuff as soon as she can afford it.
Give it a try, Georgia. I can't afford it either, but you know, hey. Okay.
We own the store, so we have to have it. There's a big white
block
over here. I don't know if you want to hit that on that, just with a little bit.
Good?
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. You know what? And let's go for some drippy stuff.
Oh my God. Crazy.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do stuff on the fly, you know?
Good safety tip. Vanessa says, always wear gloves.
Vanessa?
And spray in a vented area. This is a vented. Well, it's not vented, but it's very open.
Yeah, the spray, you know, again, it's kind of like a heavy dose of Easter egg. I'm going to put some more white, just kind of randomly. Okay. Which one do we have the trouble with?
The blue one? It should
I
be.
kind of like green better anyway.
The world is your oyster.
Patina is our oyster.
Go crazy.
Where are we going to put this? Right here. Okay.
Do not spray. Maybe the top.
Yeah, and make sure you know, if you got undersides. So we're gonna go pretty heavy on this one. Yeah, it's pretty stinky.
Just heavy vinegar smell.
And because I'm not the patient type. I'm trying to think on that mirror, if we ended up like going back over it. I think we even sprayed it with some water. I think we sprayed it with some water to get it drippy too. It was one of those, literally, it was like, I think it was like one of the second or third times I used patina. And I was just slapping on paint.
A little of this, a little of that. What's on the shelf that's open?
I seriously think I was crying when I left. Because I was like, oh man, what a mess.
That's how I cook. What's in the fridge?
Yeah, slap a little bit of everything together.
Yeah.
I really want this to be, like, I want the white even to be drippy. I'm trying to think how to Maybe if we do some white with a really wet brush. There we go. Oh, that is going to be fantastic. Tomorrow, this is going to look insane.
But the video is tonight.
It's going to look really good tonight, but tomorrow.
Should we do a quick follow-up video tomorrow?
Well, I'll post what it looks like. Yeah, this is going to look really cool.
Hey, Deanna.
Hi, Deanna.
Becky Duncan says it looks cool.
Thank you, Becky. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we'll kind of let that do its thing. It's getting pretty pooled down here, so we might
just tip it. Let it
dab it.
Let it run off. There you go.
And so, can you
Why don't you
can you get in there? Do you see how it's turning?
Very much so. Why don't you tip it the other way too, so let it run off the other side.
Oh, that's getting really green.
Nice.
I feel like I want some blue on there too.
You're crazy.
Perhaps. Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't put that there. You.
Sorry. Did I just spray the phone? I just patinaed my phone.
No, no. No, the camera focused on that and not the piece.
Oh. All right.
All right.
So here's the problem with patina. You don't know when to walk away. So you kind of just keep like.
This might be a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna. But look. I mean, that is getting really, really green and.
Looks
Whoop.
good.
Yep. All right.
And the white really gives it another depth.
Yeah, so I mean, don't be afraid to use some colors on there. Just getting kind of pooled. Dab it up. Okay. Let's see how our guy over here is doing. So it looks like I apparently missed this whole row here.
That's a possibility.
So, no worries.
We got a hi from Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin.
Quit putting the bottle in front of the camera.
Sorry.
All right, let's take a
I
look.
can't stop looking at the candlestick.
Getting some good patina and getting some good color. Let's look at that rose. Can you tilt that over here a little bit more? Nice, and look at the edge. So
Yep.
cool.
Very cool. And I think all right. I know, I'm being bad.
We got a hello from Tennessee, Kathy Hess. Hey, we're in Tennessee
We're
too,
in
Kathy.
Tennessee, yeah. We're in Spring Hill. About 40 miles south of Nashville. Are you close? Are you a neighbor?
We got a hi from Alabama.
Yay.
Hey, Debbie.
So we got Alabama, Tennessee, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Betty, where are you from? I don't know if she's still on. So I think
Greater Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. All right. All right,
Couple
so
people from Tennessee.
yay.
Debbie Yarborough. Hey.
Hey, Debbie.
Anna West from Minnesota.
Wow. Oh, thank you so much for joining, guys. Okay, so I think real quick, let's do just like half of this because I'm going to touch that up. But let's
Deanna's from North Georgia. Gina's from Buffalo.
Man. Good stuff. So,
Crystal's from North Carolina.
ooh.
Getting a whole,
Dang, you
a
guys.
whole 50 states.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Which is hard with 29 people watching.
How does that happen? All right, so this, again, I'm just going to do half of it because I need to touch up where my paint came off, and I probably rushed it a little bit.
Hey, Gail from Utica and Sandy from Connecticut.
Wow. And over here, I'm just going over the stencil a little bit because I kind of want that to show through. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I just really wanted to use the stencil with the patina, so we're gonna try it. And
Hey, Donna, North Carolina.
wow, a few from the Carolinas, huh? Blue or green?
Which is faster?
they're the same. I think the green is spraying better right now, but
Let's do
green.
All right.
Why are you backing up?
I don't want to get it in. Well, I'm wearing my glasses today.
What if
so.
I'm gonna patina my husband? Got hair.
Betty says it's gonna look great.
Thank you, Betty.
I don't know if she's whispering it.
Whisper
or not,
it.
but
Don't tell anybody.
it's not in caps, so I'm assuming it's.
Really want this to be drippy. Like really drippy. I wonder if I should put some white on there.
No, just let it react.
Come on.
Already doing this video longer than the recommended time.
I know, it's like, if any of you guys out there like own a shop or a store and booth and like you want to do a Facebook Live but you haven't or you're nervous, seriously, once you do one, we get off our video and we're like, oh my God, we talked for 45 minutes. Like, what were we thinking?
50.
It's 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we got to let you go. What's happening?
What's happening?
Come on.
Well, what's happening is
I'm doing too much.
What's happening is we left the tripod in my Jeep, and I'm holding this camera for
Yeah.
for an hour.
Oh, let's give it one shot of blue.
Stop putting it doing it in front of me.
You can't stop once you start.
All right, so now we're just kind of waiting for a reaction.
Ooh, I think so. Oh, there we go. There we go. I still want it a little more drippy. So I may work on that.
Can you
tomorrow.
lay that down?
Yes.
Just so I can. It's just such a glare.
Look at the candlestick.
She can't stop looking at the
Can't stop.
candlestick.
And this
Looks
is
good,
just,
though.
yeah, and I mean, this just continues to go. So now we have green and blue in the rose.
Nice.
So this is really cool. I'm digging this one. Okay. All right. So once I get this cleaned up tomorrow, I will put all the finished products back on our page so you can kind of see what they look like. So check those out, hopefully. I don't know about this one. We'll see. Might have to play a little bit.
Well, I think it'll look weird because it's only half done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once the whole piece is done, I think it's going to look great.
Yeah, because it's starting to turn.
It's starting to turn. It's going to be great. Who thinks it's going to look great?
It's going to be great. And if it's an epic fail, you know what? Who cares?
What do you do if it fails?
You paint over it. You just keep slapping it on until you get it where you like it. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. If you had any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for letting us know where you're from. Thanks for joining our page. Catch us. I want to say it's the 19th on the Dixie Belle Facebook page. We're going to be doing dry brushing, how to get like an old rustic kind of barn door look using Dixie Belle's paints and dry brushing. So join us there, and thanks a lot, guys. Have a great Sunday night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.